Raptors are finally back in the playoffs. We are going to play our first playoff game for the first time in 4 seasons. Amazing feeling. We versus the Cavaliers. Ay, tough team. Tough team. What I see online is everything about the Raptors being underdogs, and I get it. Cleveland is very talented, very, very talented. They got offense. They They got James Harden and Donovan Mitchell running the show. That's a team that's hard for anybody to stop, honestly. And that's the Raptors' task. First round, we avoided the Knicks, which we wanted to. But now we see the Cavs. And a lot of talk online is that we're the underdogs. And it's like, yeah, we are. We're versing the Cavs, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, the talent along the roster. It's overwhelming, honestly. When you just compare the two rosters, the names on the Cavs, I understand why we're underdogs. But damn, every question to every one of our players is about us being the underdogs. Who cares? Honestly, what kind of response were they expecting for us to be scared about that? Get used to it, Raptors. We've been underdogs majority of our tenure as a franchise, so that's something just to get used to. That's whatever. But you listen to any podcast, any video of anybody breaking down this series, it's either, again, the Raptors are underdogs. We can play Cavs tough, but ultimately our offense is gonna let us down. The talent on the Cavs is too much, blah blah blah. Yeah. And then there's conversations of us just being afterthoughts. People talking about already the Cavs in the second round, how they're going to match up against Detroit, because that's a team that most likely will make it out of their first round matchup. And for us to get overlooked, that's where I draw the line. I get it. A lot of people have not been tuned into this team all year. And to me, if you're just looking at our record, looking at our player stats, box score watching, you gonna think that, man, what really can this team threaten Cleveland? How can they threaten Cleveland? What can they do to really outmatch this crazy offense that they got? And we are fifth in defense at the end of the year. That's, to me, is honestly mind blowing. Like, the pieces that we have for that to be dragged as the fifth best defense, that is honestly what we're gonna carry our hat on going into this season, or going into this series, because again, Cleveland, crazy offense. They got shooters all across their roster. They got guys that can just score at will. We gotta stop that. That's our game plan. We are the team that forces turnovers, pushes the pace, fast break points. That's our recipe, right? Why does that have to stop with Cleveland? For real. Like, I get it. I get it. This offense that the Raptors have produced this year has been so shaky. If Brandon Ingram isn't super efficient, we look lost at a lot of times. We break a lot of shots. We force up a lot of shots late in the clock, and that's when our offense is at its worst. It's playoff time. Brandon Ingram gonna be ready. That's what I'm holding my hat on. I honestly think that he's gonna be in a different mode. He's gonna be hard to stop, and hell, look at Cleveland's team. Who is gonna stop him? That's what I love the most, honestly. We versus the Knicks, they got OG Mikel on our best player. Max Strus, Dean Wade, Donovan Mitchell, and James Harden go see him a couple times. Brandon Ingram should have an amazing series. That's one. Two, Scotty, for whatever reason, has Evan Mobley's number. Scotty's gonna have a big job in this series. It seemed like in the press conference, Murray Boyles may have spoiled it and said that Scotty's gonna be guarding the guards. I honestly love that because that's the real problem. Like, every time Scotty and Evan Mobley match up, Scotty can handle him. And it's not even like Scotty getting buckets on him, whatever, but like, Scotty's defense stifles him. He really can't go one on one against Scotty, and Scotty knows that. So Scotty can help off of him and recover to him or hope that Yak got him. But Scotty's gonna have a big job if he's on one of these guards. He needs to stay out of foul trouble. That is the number one thing because if he's off the court, I feel like it's a wraps because ah, get it? Uh, because he really drives this defense. Like him and Colin on the court together, amazing. But like without Scotty, Colin's not as impactful on defense. At least I believe. But I feel like when they're both together, that is a demon defensive lineup to stop. But Scotty needs to give these guys help. If it's Harden or Mitchell, I'd rather Harden. Get Harden out of the game. Mitchell not the playmaker as Harden. If Harden's scoring and playmaking, it's wraps. But like if you can stop him a bit, a bit. I ain't asking a lot. I feel like that's the recipe for us to succeed. So if Scotty is stopping Harden, man, just stay out of foul trouble because I feel like he can do a damn good job of getting the ball out of his hands as much as possible because really Scotty's not a guy you want to go one on one with. And if he's on Harden, you get him in pick and rolls with the big man, he can easily switch that. It's tough with Yak guarding Harden, but like I don't know, they got to do something. But there's ways that we can stop Cleveland. There's ways we just got to, every game, just be in it. We can't let them shoot us out of the gym. That's probably my biggest fear. You seen them last year against Miami in the first round. They killed them every single game, and it's because their offense was too much to handle. We have to put a handle on it. Have to put a lid on it. Have to close it. Have to just shut it down somehow. Because if we let them get 120 points a game, we are not the kind of team that can match that consistently. We have to make this a Raptors game every game. Every game, just around 100 points scored for both teams. That's how we're gonna win. We can't we can't get in a shooting battle with Cleveland. We just don't have the pieces, especially if IQ is not 100%. Because we are a team that strives when we have everyone there. Aha, of course, like with no injuries, like any team would say that. But our unit, how we play as a group with like everyone there, our best players there, I feel like we have a chance with most teams. I was gonna say anybody, but let me be realistic. Let me be realistic. But I really hope we can prove something against this Cavs team because again, we're just so overlooked and I hate it. How do we finally make the playoffs? And I'm happy to hear people talk about our team, give us our flowers, and they're just down on us. They disrespect us. We're boring to watch. We have no offense, and we lucked out to be there. Like all these excuses, they need to stamp themselves in the league. They need to be that team that gets talked about as much as every other team. We got to force the issue because these guys still just dismiss us. I'm tired of us being dismissed. I think this is the year we can shock people. And again, worst case scenario, we lose. As long as it's not an embarrassing fashion, successful season. Like that's understating it how successful this season is because again, I I don't like valuing other people's opinions a lot. I knew what we could be, and I honestly predicted us to be like fourth seed. I was pretty damn close, but a lot of people just thought we can be playing, maybe miss a playing completely. And look at us now, and still we're not getting that credit. So we got to do more. We got to do more. So let's do more, Raptors.